Good morning, students, and welcome back to another episode of Armor Class. My name is Derek, and I will be your headmaster. Last week, we met Horace Honeywheel, the Lightfoot halfling from Red Rock, as he adventured through his small town on a recon mission to check up on their local farmers. He loosed a chicken, met an adventuring party and a half-orc named Kilazal, and received his invitation to Armor Class. In this week's episode, we will be meeting Bash as he goes about his day in Orcadia Forest. But before we get into the episode, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has interacted with us after the release of the first episode. We're very excited to be putting this out. We hope you all enjoy it. If you are enjoying the podcast, don't forget to follow us on social media, all of which can be found in the link in the show notes. So, without further ado, please turn in your books to Introduction 2. And we hope you enjoy the episode.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
We are here with Jeremiah and Austin today for episode 2. This is going to be Bash's episode. Austin, can you go ahead and introduce us to Horace Honeywheel again?
Yes, Horace Honeywheel is a wholesome little halfling. 3.6 feet tall, not 3.5. That 0.6, very important to him. He's not 3.5. And he's just living his best life, trying to feed people, have wholesome conversations, and good vibes.
Wonderful. And if you listen to the first episode, you joined Horace Honeywheel as he adventured to find his void chicken that he loosed on his town of Red Rock. And he met a small adventuring party and a cleric named Kilazal and had a fun little time.
Yes, go back and listen to that first episode. It was a good one, and you'll learn a lot about what makes Horace Horace.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jeremiah, can you go ahead and introduce us to Bash, please?
Hey, this is Bash. I'm a half-orc from a place called Orcadia Forest. I enjoy long walks by the lake, eating foods from strange places, and throwing axes into things to see what sounds they make. Dunk.
I imagine Bash sits there and rates his sound that he gets in his little notebook.
Oh yeah, he's got like a little black journal just for things that make good axe sounds. His favorite so far, barrels, trees, rabbits.
Oh, oh my.
Fantastic. All right. We are joining Bash as he stirs awake in an average day within his orc village that exists in Orcadia Forest. So as you wake up, you see some dust swirling in front of you as light leaks in from the opening of your skin tent. It is notable to mention that orcs make their tents out of the skins, out of the pelts of the things that they kill. And the more that you kill, the bigger your home. So his tent exists behind like the familial tent because orcs get their own spaces very early on because they're taught to hunt and fight very early on. So as you're stirring awake, the light pouring in from the opening in your tent, the day is yours. How you go about your day?
First order of business. Need food.
Need food.
Oh, other first order of business. Bash goes over and pisses by a tree, kind of in sight of everyone, but not like directly in front of them.
The orcish ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Bash puts clothes on.
Oh.
Bash sleeps full nude, everybody.
Is that a Bash thing, or is that just like orc normal?
That's orc normal.
Okay.
Okay. I was worried it was a Bash thing.
Wouldn't have surprised me either way.
Nope. Would not
Bash
have.
believes that it's an orc thing. Even if it's not,
Gotcha.
Bash will tell you that it is.
Oh, yeah. We all do it. All right. Fantastic. Okay. So you have drained the main vein, as they say. You have put clothes on, and now you are venturing for food.
Time for survival. Gotta go kill something.
He's like, gotta expand the tent. All right, great. So you collect your weapons of choice.
Yep. Get my satchel of throwing axes, and I've got a couple of little snares and one little short bow.
Okay. All right. You got a little short bow, axe, a couple snares, and you head off in the woods.
The short bow is handmade. Not great, but Bash is proud of it.
All right, so tell us what it looks like as you walk through the woods of your homeland here.
Orcadia is a kind of pine forest, so there's not like a whole lot of lush wildlife or crazy tropical plants or anything. It's kind of harsh, and everything here is a little bit rude. So the squirrels are bigger, the rabbits are meaner. If you pick a fight with a raccoon, it might cost you your life.
Are raccoons normal sized, or?
I'd say they're definitely bigger.
Okay.
Are they like
I
sentient?
don't think
or-
they're like huge, but I
Yeah.
think they're more along the lines of like a honey badger versus a
Oh.
raccoon.
Gotcha.
Ready to
Alright.
kill. Even the blueberries fight back sometimes.
Oh my god. What an environment.
The orc way.
Everything's trying to kill you. Orcadia is basically Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty close.
All right, great. So the forest is full of dangers. So tell us about how you're going about setting up to get you some breakfast. Do you do this 3 times a day?
He usually goes about and sets his traps up. First thing, you set up your traps.
Yep.
Then you go along your normal route, get your stuff set up, climb up into your little hunting blind, which for Bash is just a couple of sticks that he's leaned together, and he kind of sits in the little crook of the
Yeah.
sticks and hopes that it doesn't fall down again.
There's
Again.
no leaves, no nothing.
There is a skin.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Fantastic. I thought you were going to tell me when you said hunting blind that Bash climbed up a tree and then closed his eyes.
No, that's for after you catch something.
If I can't see them, they can't see me.
Yeah, Bash's intelligence, I'm not gonna lie to you, not high. Did not prioritize that for any character creation.
Horace's high stats are charisma, wisdom, and intelligence.
Wonderful. Baking.
For typical D&D play, I play all the magic wizards, the shenanigan-filled sorcerers, and warlocks. So I thought it'd be nice to dial it back and play an absolute idiot.
Nice.
Bash is going to be a fan favorite. I love Bash. I think Bash is great.
I love all our characters.
Yes.
Bash thinks he's great too.
He definitely is. All right, so he climbs up and hides behind this skin and stick little outcropping that he's set up.
I imagine that it just covers like the top half of him and his
Okay.
legs are still showing.
Wonderful. As you sit and you mount up and you wait for something to come along. What are you hoping to get today?
Anything that moves. Preferably something that doesn't talk back.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. In that case, You're like, I don't have the patience for it.
A lot of effort.
Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I guess take this opportunity to have you roll. You got a D20 at the ready?
I do.
All right, go ahead and roll that D20 for me.
An 8.
An 8.
Glad to know I'm not the only one rolling low.
Fantastic. Roll a D4 for me.
A 4.
Ooh.
4 giant owlbears come out of the forest.
We lose Bash.
Oh, no.
Episode 1.
Well, shit.
All right, roll that D4 for me one more time.
A 3.
Fantastic. As you're waiting, you are super tuned in to the sounds of the forest. And are you hoping to snare something, or do you want to throw your axe, or do you want to wait till something's snared and then throw your axe?
Either combination works for Bash. This is kind of just the casual waiting game. This is like borderline meditation for Bash.
Yeah.
And he's just on his normal daily mission to survive, because in Orclands, you're in a communal family. All the kids are raised together by one dad who doesn't speak common. So
No.
he just grunts at you for, well, basically anything. And at age 10, you have to start catching things to survive. So Bash wants to eat today. So that's his goal.
Fantastic. All right. Are the orcs in Orcadia, are they largely cooperative, or like are you intending to go share this food with other people, or is it a free for all?
So generally you share kills for basically Orc Tribe brownie points. So if you're trying to get something, you can trade or present a kill, and then the chief will be like, yeah, you did good enough, you can have this thing. Or, yeah, that sucks, get the fuck out of my tent.
Otherwise, it's you feed yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're a community as far as it goes. We live next to each other, and, you know, the orcs get along a little too well sometimes.
A little too well. Wink wonk.
Wink wonk.
Wink wonk. All right. Okay, so you spend some time in your little hunting blind that you think is just like the supreme, like there's it's top tier. But anybody else is just like that's the orc sound.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got pass without trace. I'm fully invisible. The forest protects me from all. Bash is in his element.
Excellent.
Drops his bow. Damn it. Climbs down the stick. The whole thing falls over.
Oh, no.
He spends 10 minutes like setting it back up again. All right.
It's somehow worse, and he's like, "That'll do."
Exactly.
You think it's better, though?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
That break adds character. Not support character.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't ask Bash to build anything for you, please. No building skills. None.
He just
He
doesn't
thinks he
see.
does. He doesn't.
You made a bow.
I mean, you haven't seen him shoot it yet.
That's true.
It flies wildly to the left.
That's why he has so many throwing axes, because the bow never works.
As you are setting your blind back up and you've got it up into something passable, you hear one of your snares go off in the distance.
Oh, yeah. Bash hops down.
All right, you running off after it?
Yeah, there's something snagged.
All right, and to make this not as much gory and sad as it can be, we'll say it was a neck snag on a rabbit. It's done. It's good to go. As you approach, you see it, and it is already dispatched, so that it is perfect for you to just take and be on your way. I know Bash likes rabbits. He's a big fan of rabbit.
Rabbit is delicious. I do like them as pets and as food. You can judge me if you want.
A lot of people like rabbit. I've heard it's
Rabbit
very
stew.
tasty.
Rabbit stew, a little bit of potato,
Carrots.
vegetable stock.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
I'm sure it's delicious.
It's a magical experience in the forest, as Bash would say. Which is what he goes and does. He cleans up his traps, cleans up his little makeshift, super, super sturdy hunting blind, and then goes back to his little camp and sets up his one pot that he uses for cooking literally everything, and makes rabbit stew with rabbit and rabbit. Because that's what he's got.
Heck yeah.
Orcs don't grow like any vegetables or anything.
No, they don't grow here. If you're lucky, you can forage for something, but half the time you forage for something, it tries to forage you instead.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't imagine orcs particularly like vegetables anyway.
They don't.
No, like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel
It doesn't feel D&D classic orc.
like it doesn't feel natural. I feel like
Yeah.
they're a little, you know, a little bloodthirsty a little bit.
Listen, we've been over this in a whole nother thing, but orcs don't do the raiding, okay? History's written by the victor. We do the liberating of food and other things when we really need them.
Sure.
Don't stereotype your D&D races.
Exactly. Get out of here with that.
Yeah. No, the orcs are very peaceful here in Orcadia. Like, I mean, they have their own little, like, you know, tropes of their community, but there's definitely some combat.
Bash would love a potato, but there's, like, no clearing in the forest at all. All dense, all forest, no farmland. If you want to eat, you've got to go kill something or find it. Or, you know, borrow it from someone who's dead. Or
That's what you got to do.
wounded.
Just raiding people. No, we don't raid, right?
It's not a raid.
It's a liberation.
Yeah.
Liberation.
Just like my new friend Horace liberates food from greedy chefs.
Yeah, for sure.
Your soon-to-be friend, Horace.
Yes.
Soon to
We're
be
not
friend.
friends yet.
No,
I don't know
not
him.
yet.
Don't talk to me.
Who's Horace?
Exactly.
Yeah, you played the rabbit. You're done.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a chance.
I played the chicken last time, so.
That's the sound of a neck snapping.
Ooh, got dark so fast.
Yeah, it did. It happens when you have a hunting population.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty thing. It can be messy, but it is what it is. All right. So, your orcish father comes around and he points to your little pot cooking on a fire. He's like, ugh. He gestures to it. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, I caught it this morning. Not too bad, right, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I always have your approval.
Yeah. He gives you the thumbs up. Then he walks away.
I imagine that Orc Dad is wider than he is tall.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's still 6 foot tall.
Yeah. Oh,
He
he's
just
like
looks like a bear.
he looks like a 6 foot tall dwarf in stature with tusks. Like,
Orc Dad is
I
not
love
chosen because he's the most fatherly. It's because he is the most durable. He has
Yes.
the highest constitution of any orc. If you can take the most punch, then you can be Orc Dad.
exactly.
Orc
Because
dad.
punching is a big part of orc mating.
Yes. If you
they have a
find
boxing
an
match.
orc lady who suits your fancy, first you address her as you should. That's it. And then she'll punch you. And then if she punches you enough and you don't pass out, she takes you out on a date.
Orcish courtship, ladies and gentlemen. Orcish courtship.
Yeah, the
Love
ladies
it.
are the boss.
Let's remind everybody that Bash is a half orc.
Yeah.
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 My full orc mom and my full orc dad. And I don't know why you're bringing it up because I'm just half orc. I'm halfway grown, is what that means. I'm filling out.
Yeah, he's bulking up. He's
Still gotta bulk
He
up.
still hasn't got
Just waiting
there.
for the rest of his tusks to come in.
Leave my man Bash alone.
Yeah, I'm polishing them on the side.
This is some character development stuff, everybody. There'll be some resolutions there eventually. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, Garmalaxion, master of the arcane, what is the hardest part about being the most badass and handsome wizard in all the 9 realms? Well, I'll level with you. It's the legs. I spend all this time and all my components casting wicked, sick spells at some fools, and their stupid little legs hop right out of the way of my lightning or some shit, and it really tussles my toadstools, you know? But luckily for you, if you're a sick magic slinging hunk like me, I've found the answer for our conundrums. I've ordered some lovely prints from oakenthornartistry.com and adorned my walls and all of my lair with some of the most breathtaking prints of hand-painted work from one of the most renowned artists in all the land. And now these silly scrubs are so busy gawking at this luxurious, high-quality, one-of-a-kind finished pieces of quality art, they don't even notice when I slither my little body behind them and blast them into the worm dimension. Now, you may be thinking, but I don't need any art for my walls. And I say, you fool! Not only does oakenthornartistry.com have wonderful framed canvases or poster-style prints, they also have high-quality enamel mugs for you to sip your devious potions from. Exquisite. So, if you're a US-based trickster looking to stop adventurers in their tracks with some amazing-looking art on your boring, dinky walls, or maybe a mug to get for that special sorcerer down at the local tavern, wink wonk, then click the link in the description and discover magic in art at Oakenthorn Artistry. That's all. Bash will live in denial for the rest of his life that his full orc dad and full orc mom made a half-orc baby, and you can't convince him otherwise.
You were the chosen one.
Yeah.
Along with the other 50 or 60 orc children that are also mostly half-orcs.
Yes. They there's an interesting population here, and you have one like chieftain female, right? And then the rest are like subordinate male orcs. And there's parenting like circles, right? Where one of the male orcs is in charge of a group of children.
Yes.
Okay.
The toughest, or not the toughest. It's not because orc dad is the strongest. It's because orc dad can be hit the hardest.
Yeah, that's
and
how
then
you protect.
orc mom, because I thought it'd be fun to have a female-centered society where basically the females are Amazonian warrior chiefs that get to decide everything for the village.
Yes.
And we have one badass orc mom, the matriarch. And
that's a good title as well.
If you piss off the matriarch, you get kicked out of orc camp and you're done.
Don't do it, folks. Don't piss off the matriarch.
Don't make mama angry. You wouldn't like mama when she's angry.
Horus is not allowed to go visit Bash's home.
Not a lot of people are. Don't worry.
No. So, all right. So you're cooking up. You finish your stew. And it's very tasty, very refreshing. It's a great brunch, if you will. It didn't take long. You were pretty good with trapping and hunting. So
my rabbit and rabbit stew with nothing else in it tasted
it's
good.
Not bad. It's not bad.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm sure you threw in some like natural seasonings and
a pine cone.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, this will probably taste pretty good.
Got some crunch.
Yeah, you just find random things that don't fight back in the forest, and you're like, I'm going to put this in there.
Oh, yeah, Bash has poisoned himself numerous times.
Oh,
on
no.
So many weird mushrooms and berries, and like, this might not kill me. Tries to pick a blueberry, and the blueberry bush punches him. Get the fuck off my berries, man.
He says, not today, nature.
Damn sentient bushes.
You gotta watch out for him.
It's the Orcadia Forest is once was called the Enchanted Forest. There's just things that live there.
It was a magical place, and it still is. But unfortunately, a lot of the various adventuring parties and recruits for adventuring parties like to do their experiments in Orcadia Forest, and things spread. Bad.
Speaking of, as you are eating breakfast, brunch, some rabbit, your village's alarms go off. Whatever you have set up as a protective, like, first line starts being triggered.
All children under the age of 10.
They're just stationed out as sentries in the forest every day.
That's correct. They're supporting society.
That's amazing. It's no child labor laws in Orcadia Forest.
Everybody's got to do their part,
Oh no,
man.
there are child labor laws. They're for children to work.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you think you can get out of work because you're a child?
No,
Absolutely not.
You want to support the fam? You got to get out and make the ham.
Damn, get it. All right, so the children start just like wailing, just like screaming off in one direction.
Whenever something approaches and the children feel frightened, then they will wail horribly. Just imagine you're at a Denny's.
All right, so yeah, what do you do? Do you react or do you just let them wail?
Well, if the children are wailing, the alarm's going off, I'm gonna ready myself and head to the perimeter to support the defense. I'm over the age of 10, which means I'm also a security guard.
You've been promoted from sentry
yeah,
to security guard.
Yeah, after your 10th birthday, you have to start catching and killing on your own. You get your own area to make your own tent, and then you're both a guard, I'd say a trader, and you do various other community tasks that are normally like individual jobs, but for orcs, they just kind of do them all together when they need done.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if we needed to go harvest the corn of Ohio for the orcs, they would just all stop their normal jobs and all get the corn at once.
All right.
It's not always super efficient, but it happens.
All right. I think Ohio probably has a little too much corn for them to be super efficient, but it happens. I like corn mazes, so
same.
I bet they meander through it as they collect, and there's no real specific efficiency to it, so they might just leave corn mazes.
No, it's as much as they can carry, and not like in an order at all.
All right, great.
Which is how they raid as well. I mean, borrow things.
Liberate. It's a liberation of food.
Yeah. The Orcish Liberation Front.
Yeah, that's
like
why
that.
if you see a town that's raided by orcs, I mean borrowed by orcs, you'll see that there's just like a swath through the middle, and some of the buildings are just perfectly fine because they just attack in a straight direction.
Just one track mind, just directly forward.
I like it.
Doors are for quitters.
Exits only. All right, so you have joined the pseudo front on the edge of the perimeter of your little village here. Do the children who sense the approach, do they run back? Is that part of their reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, they run back and they're like, people in the forest. I don't know, they're probably deeper because they're half-orc children, but they're like, deeper in the forest, there's people coming. People coming in the forest.
People in the forest.
There's here.
All Laszlo.
There's a bunch of dudes in the forest.
There's a bunch of dudes in the forest.
They're coming. They've got weapons and armor and all sorts of bullshit.
Very shiny.
Oh, they're evil, man. I swear.
Boss, you gotta protect the village, man.
The alarm. Oh.
Hello.
Just yells right in your face. He comes up and you're like, what's happening? And he's like, ah.
Right. Okay.
All right. So, but ultimately, the path would be to let the intruders approach to where everyone is, and then it's taken care of all as a group. The problem is,
Yeah, basically the kid is not only a sentry, but also a decoy, so that they follow the screaming child
Yeah.
right into the orc trap.
Okay, wonderful. Love it.
Simple,
Effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It's killed
so
many an adventurer
Oh.
because they didn't have the right thing, whatever that thing is.
you're not gonna tell us it's Orcish kryptonite.
I actually have no idea what the right thing is.
Oh,
That's for the adults to know.
All right.
I throw axes on the signal.
They just grunt about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you are there, ready for what's coming, you are watching the edge, the perimeter of the forest, and out steps 3 individuals. They're being led by a tiefling, which is not something you've ever seen before, and it's very scary. A little bit. I don't know how scared Bash is, but you see this devilish, darker skinned. It's like a maroon.
Bash
Almost.
uses his active camouflage and hops into a bush. Which, when I say active camouflage,
Yeah.
that means Bash actively jumps into something to hide.
Okay. All right. So, question, as you're jumping into a bush and camouflaging yourself, so that sentient bush you mentioned earlier, does Bash just think it's sentient, but it was actually somebody just hiding in the bush?
It could have been.
Okay.
It could have been somebody protecting the blueberries,
Yeah.
because this is like a common orc trick that if you find a good blueberry bush and you don't want somebody to take
Yeah.
your berries, you just hide in the bush and punch anybody that grabs a berry,
All right. I like it. That's hilarious.
protecting your supply.
Great. Fantastic. All right. So that's this group of people. You see 3 people coming through the woods. You see it's a very, very abnormal group. You have no idea what's going on as you stare from your bush, because you see stepping out of the woods first that dark-skinned maroonish tiefling with near black horns, followed by a dragonborn dressed in dark clothing, with a dagger strapped to his belt, to his hip.
Bash is so confused. He's never seen orcs look like this. And they obviously are enemies because they look weird.
Obviously enemies.
You
Yeah.
Slightly
think
racist,
Dragonborns
but
are
fine.
Scaly orcs.
Yes, for sure. It's an enemy orc tribe. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
There's no other option.
of course, yeah. And then lastly, you see another tiefling that is like slightly bluish purple that comes out from behind the dragonborn.
Are they all male?
The third one is female.
Bash has located the superior. Okay, Bash has throwing axe in hand,
Okay.
hiding in the bush,
Okay.
waiting for the signal from the adults,
Okay.
wherever they're at.
The adults are just as confused. But I do not think that they are very quick to understand. So
There'll be one warrior woman who will address them, also in grunts. Because she is an orc, for sure.
yeah. Okay. So the woman comes up, the female orc. She's like, she points at them. She's like,
Should we translate for a podcast?
I don't know. I don't know if they can understand.
Please tell me they took an orc class.
Let me see. Let me see if any of them understand real quick.
Uh,
Because I'm not certain. I didn't pick any of that.
Horace definitely wants to pick up languages as he goes through school.
Bash is definitely going to use you and your languages for lots of tasks
That's okay.
as
Fantastic.
a tool.
Horace will just wholesomely do it because he thinks he's helping you.
Bash thinks that this is one of your abilities. Learning a language is not something Bash fully understands. He knows Common and he knows Orcish, but like learning a new language, that's not probably in Bash's cards.
So, you are welcome to step out and try to translate, but they do not speak Orcish. So the grunts are lost on them, and as they can sense the hostility, they are like hands on weapons, like ready to draw, but not quite there yet.
At the first sign of aggression, the youngest, so that would be me, and the rest of the children orcs will pop up out of the bushes with axes ready.
Everybody got in bushes.
Yes. Well, we would find some active camouflage, whether that's standing behind a tree or hiding in a bush or jumping into one of the giant groundhog holes. Options.
Fantastic. So,
but our general plan is to find a bush for active camouflage and then ambush. It was all set up. It was all set up for that. I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
That's amazing. As in, like, I ambush.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I ambush.
Well, we heard about this tactic from the humans, and we decided to implement it, and so we ambush our enemies.
So you heard of people ambushing, so you decided that you needed to be able to hide in bushes so that you become bush.
Correct.
That's gotta be
That's
one of
amazing.
our t-shirts if we ever get merch. I am Bush.
I ambush. Okay. All right. So you are bush, and
It's gonna be one of my secret skills.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are bush, and the orcish female warrior begins like grunting with greater ferocity, like she's getting agitated, and she's like, and then
Like, yeah, you tell him, fuck off. Yeah, get out of our forest.
just
What are
like
you
in the
doing?
bush.
Yeah. Like my head's up with an axe up.
Yeah, you just don't fit.
No.
It's
No,
a small bush.
I did not fit in the bush in the first place.
No, absolutely not. All right. So are you particularly going to go out of your way to try to translate?
What are they saying? Or is it just my leader speaking? Because I don't know that they don't know. They're obviously orcs.
Yeah, you're right.
They're enemy orcs here to attack.
They just look differently.
They want my shit.
They came for the rabbits too.
Get out of here, you weird orcs.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
And they're like, the female tiefling that came through last steps up and she's like, "We're not orcs."
What?
She looks very confused. She was like, she goes on, she's like, "Why, we're not here to fight or anything. We are just looking for someone. Can you tell her?"
Bash slowly stands up out of the bush. And the bush was like 2 feet tall, and Bash is 6'4". Real lanky, 6'4", skinny orc boy.
It's like I did a good job there.
They're I say they're looking for someone.
She goes, "Yeah."
This is podcast material you wanted, right?
Saying who are they looking for?
Weird not orcs. What do you want? Who are you looking for?
Well, the Dragonborn can answer. You're like, "We are looking for one called Bash."
What do you want with Bash?
And then the
raises the hatchet.
The female tiefling will chime in now, and she's like, "I have a message for him. I have something to deliver to him."
We don't get mail.
Well, it's a special kind of mail. If you just point him out, I will deliver it, and we can be on our way.
You just put it on the ground, like right where you're at.
She looks really hesitant. She says,
"Put it on the ground."
She pulls it out of her bag and she shows it, and she's like, "It's right here. It's kind of my objective to like."
I flinch because she pulls something out of her bag. Like, whoa!
She just puts her hands up, like, "I'm sorry."
All the ambushes also flinch. Super trigger happy.
love it. Okay. She was like, whoa, oh, I'm sorry. It's right here. It's right here. And she's like, it's my job to deliver it to Bash and make sure he gets this information.
Put it on the ground. Weird. Definitely not work.
I'm just she's like,
Bash is mumbling to himself.
Just
Definitely not work. This
increasingly
is a
angry.
trap. It's gotta be.
I'm supposed to hand this to Bash. Like, I just need to hand it to him so that I can get credit.
Bash steps out of the bush.
He's no longer Bush.
The other bushes all go.
The two tieflings and the dragonborn like look around and take more defensive stances, like they didn't realize that they were surrounded.
Fully surrounded.
Yeah.
There's like 50 children with axes hiding in bushes. It's a weird tactic, but man,
Yeah.
does it work.
All right, yeah, ambush.
So I'm Bash.
She's
I
like,
guess I'll take your thing.
okay, here it is, an invitation to Armor Class School of Martial and Magical Arts. It's very prestigious and it's very good. You are invited to come in a couple months when term starts.
In a couple months. So I go to school.
You
Why?
will learn how to fight. You will learn.
Oh.
You could learn magic.
Oh.
You will learn many things. You will learn how to interact with people. You will learn how to solidify your skills. You will learn many things at Armor Class.
This is for me?
It's for you.
For me.
For you.
Not for Helga.
No, it's for you.
Not for
I-
Dash.
Nope, not for Dash. I was sent.
What about Gash?
Not
Points to
not
the
for
other
Gash.
Crash?
Nope.
What about Rash?
He's in the other bush. He's the itchy.
Yeah, it's Poison Ivy. Sorry, that was not supposed to be in a voice. It's Poison Ivy. He just always finds the Poison Ivy.
He does. It's for some reason every time he gets into the bush.
Every time he is Bush.
I like
It's
to
Poison
imagine
Ivy.
that a lot of the orcish children are born in like batches, and that batch all gets the same ending to their name. So there's Crash and Bash and Dash and
Yeah.
Rash.
And there's one named Batch.
Batch and Thatch.
Yeah.
They're twins.
And Scratch. She's like, no. His instructions were very clear that this invitation was meant to be delivered to Bash in Orcadia Forest, and then that's you. So,
So I just go where this thing tells me to
Yep.
go.
all the details are in there, and you.
Also, what is this? Bash pulls on the paper.
Oh, no. She said, do you mind? Do you mind? It's very important information.
Starts
she
to rip
lives-
a little.
No, she lifts. Oh no! Here, I'll help you.
Oh.
And she lifts the wax seal.
Oh,
And she opens it up, and
weird
there's.
skin. Bash holds up the wax seal.
Please tell me he doesn't eat it.
No,
Okay, like a cookie.
he's just very perturbed.
in my teeth.
If it's not written down on skin, the orcs probably haven't had it before.
All right, fair enough. So, you open it, and then out comes a small stack of papers, and she gets kind of this, like, it's not quite condescending, but it's a little concerning. She's like, "Can you read common?"
Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Okay. She's like, "I don't mean anything by it. I was just curious."
I can read. I just prefer not to, if it's an option.
Yeah. Well, you should definitely read this.
All right, I guess Bash looks at it for a long time.
Okay. It starts off.
He did not say he could read well.
No, it just takes a minute. So she waits around to make sure that you get the gist, and as you read, you see, "Dear Bash," and then it's like there's space for a last name, but there's nothing there, and then there's a comma. So it just says, "Dear Bash, we are pleased to inform you that you have been invited to Armor Class School of Martial and Magical Arts." And then it goes on to say, like, when the start of term is and when you should be there for orientation. And it goes on to tell you how big of an opportunity this is, and you should definitely not miss it.
So I look at the paper.
Yes.
I look at them. I look back at the paper. So I'm invited to this armor class.
Yes.
and they're gonna teach me things
Yes.
and give me shit
Yes.
for free.
Probably in your case, yes.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Bash
So-
folds up the paper.
So you'll be attending.
Yeah, I guess I'll come to your weird party.
Wonderful. Has no idea that it's 3 years.
Yeah.
No, he has no idea. He's like, oh, that sounds like a fun weekend.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So she says, wonderful. On that note, we can probably take our leave. And they start backing up really, really hesitantly.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Oh no.
And the bushes all stand up, and the orcs disperse.
Okay, all right. So they leave,
That's
and
the all clear sound.
the all. I hope that comes up in school setting.
Yeah, you're gonna do
For
that when we go
sure.
out, and I'm gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
I'm gonna have like normal orc tactics ingrained into my DNA, and when you guys don't follow through, I'm gonna be so disappointed and confused.
You just like there's something going on, and one of you goes and looks ahead, and then Bash starts waiting for the all clear, and like it never comes, and
Bash just stays there in a bush or like a barrel, the closest bush-shaped thing he
I
could
was
hide
Bush.
in.
I
was Bush.
love that we have to remember that for in character to give
Yeah.
him the all
Yeah,
clear.
you might just leave Bash sometimes.
Yeah, we might, and we'll be like, "Where's Bash?" Oh my God, we left him 5 miles back.
For 3 days, Bash sat in a bush waiting for the all clear.
Just sitting there like I am Bush.
So hungry,
You just see Horace running back to you
but
with like
so
a plate
determined.
of food.
So hungry. I'm certainly dead.
Bash is definitely almost starved several times.
I imagine Bash to also be like very dramatic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just like everything is like just either extreme or not concerning at all.
You don't know what Bash's other half is? It's probably elvish.
Oh my.
Oh.
That's why Bash can do some other stuff that some of the other half-orcs can't,
Interesting.
like reading.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
Bash
humans
is-
can read.
Well, Bash is also aging slower than some of the other orcs. And
Yeah.
that's why he's like, I'm waiting to bulk up, and why he's never bulking up.
Which is
It happens.
to all you DMs listening, your half races don't have to be half whatever it is in human. Just
Correct.
experiment.
Experiment. Have fun.
And
Because
man-
somebody experimented.
The orcs love to experiment.
Yeah, that's how we got half-orcs.
If you're brave enough to come to the orc village, I
If you're
mean,
brave enough to come to the Orc Village.
how you doing?
Wink, wonk. Hey. All right, fantastic. So they back away from this this
Most
greeting
dangerous
party,
first mission they've ever had to do.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you see like the main girl, the tiefling that you spoke to. She did introduce herself. She was like, she's her name's Malia. And she backs away, and the Dragonborn and other tiefling follow behind her, and they are inching their way back. And like Malia's kind of shaking. Like these they're also 15, and like just they're young, they're inexperienced. This was definitely probably a little bit too dangerous for them to be doing, but
Bash grabs his chest. Weird. She's kind of weird looking
in like a good way.
in like a good way.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Bash is confused.
Bash
Never
is-
having feelings of any kind
Yeah.
except to
Oh.
survive.
Bash likes Malia. 14-year-old emotions, man.
They're going to be volatile.
Ugh,
Oh yeah.
I don't miss him.
And
This is
Bash
going to be fun.
thoroughly confused
That
because orcs mentally age at like 7. So, and they kind of stop there.
yeah. Yeah, they're just like they're chilling.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
kill shit.
if it benefits your survival, you should pursue it. If not, it seems like a waste of time.
Fair enough.
But Bash has a few eccentricities. He likes to collect pretty things sometimes. So, like butterflies.
And tieflings.
And maybe a tiefling.
No.
No, I'm joking.
Bash is going to kidnap a student. God.
Nah, just weird, cool-looking shit.
Fantastic.
Orcs don't usually form possessive traits to, like, anything.
Yeah.
So they don't have personal possessions. They might have a sword or a weapon or something they like a lot because it's good at killing things. So if they have a magic item, they probably have no idea that they have a magic item. They just use it because it does good.
Fantastic.
But Bash likes things that are sometimes colorful.
Yeah.
So if he finds something like a flower, he might press it and then hide it from all the other works because they're going to judge him and beat him up again.
Are you pressing it in your book of poetry?
Yes. My book of
we haven't
poetry.
mentioned that yet.
Yeah, Bash has a little tiny poetry book. It's the little black journal that also has the sounds that axes make when they hit things. It's just a little book of things that Bash likes.
He wrote
So
a
then
sonnet called Ode to Axe Sounds.
Yes. Oh, how the axe thumps in the stump.
I love it.
I
And
like the
oh.
idea of him and at weapons training, and
Yeah.
Malia walks by and he goes to throw his axe and he fails horribly.
Hits it with the handle. He's
Yeah.
like,
It's so embarrassing.
I was trying out a new technique.
Yeah.
This will not be the
It's
end of
non-lethal
Malia
axe throwing for saving things.
saving things. Hell yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colin Payne, though you may know me better as Ren here on Armor Class. I've interrupted this fine broadcast to pose to you a question. What is the sweetest sound in the world? Close your eyes and really try to imagine it. Maybe it's the breeze on the ocean, or a beautiful symphony. Perhaps even the voice of someone you hold very close to your heart. Touching, isn't it? It is. But it's wrong. Incorrect. Whatever you just thought of, it's not it, Chief. But don't you worry, my dear viewer, because I am here to tell you exactly what the sweetest sound in the world actually is. And that sound, my friends, is uncommon nonsense. The new comedy podcast hosted by yours truly, with conversations so soothingly chill and bits so blisteringly hot, it'll have you entranced by the quality banter between a charismatic host and energetic, interesting guest while it burns your feeble flesh down to the bone. The funny bone. So if you like the sounds you're hearing and you're sick of podcasts taking themselves too seriously, then Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne is the show for you. Trust me, I don't take anything too seriously. Not even this. The entire time I've been recording this ad, I've been playing a janky recreation of Flappy Bird. You guys remember that? The iPhone game? Taken off the App Store? Anyway, get your funky junk over to youtube.com/uncommoncolinyt and subscribe. Or give us a listen on Spotify by searching Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne. Or clicking the link in the description. We upload new episodes every other Thursday, so we'll catch you then. Now back to Not This Ad.
So, all right. So you now have your letter, and
Nice.
you have been like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be an awesome party. It's gonna be a great weekend."
Yeah, Bash looks and sees that it's like a couple weeks away and definitely forgets about it. Folds it up, puts it in his little axe satchel. Just, all right. I think Bash would actually put it into his little journal.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't get absolutely ruined.
Okay.
Because he's never seen this weird.
Please tell me you're gonna show up.
To orientation?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Oh my God.
Gonna be late for sure.
Okay. All right. That's gonna be interesting.
It's
I
fine.
don't know what you expected from Bash.
Okay.
If
Ren's-
somebody's not coming to get him, he's probably not gonna make it on time.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll have to work around that then. These I know some things, so it's
What's up?
possible that that's known.
I
Okay.
don't know if you've noticed, the orcs don't have calendars. They know when it's cold, they know when it's hot, and they know when it's going to be those things.
Do you
And that's it.
follow days by when the sun rises and sets or
We follow the
anything?
moon.
Okay,
The moon
Okay.
phases are our days.
cool.
So our months are only 28 days, and you've just got to get over it.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I love it.
All right. So, what do you do after receiving this letter and
Yeah,
you
Bash
stow
is
it?
going to be super confused when we have Monday and Friday and all these other days, and he's going to be like, "But what about the moons? What are you talking about?"
There's just these extra days.
Yeah, why do you need those?
It's just this is the way the outside world works, Bash. I'm sorry.
We're going to have to teach Bash along with the teachers.
Yep.
Bash is like trying to judge time of day by hand widths.
The forest man. All right, so do you have anything else you want to do in your little village here?
Well, I've had breakfast,
Yep.
taken a leak,
Yep.
diverted a crisis,
Fantastic.
saw a weird hot orc.
Defend
not
the
a work.
town.
Yes.
I think Bash would proceed about life as normal, like nothing's changed,
Okay.
and go back to he's practicing his snares, doing his axe throwing thing. He'd probably try to trade various items.
Okay. What kind of items?
So he's gonna have rabbit feet because that's
Yeah.
like the one thing Bash is good at catching.
All right, so Bash is trading and then getting ready for a party.
Party prep.
Yeah, Bash is gonna go about business as normal. Keep catching rabbits and squirrels. Basically, mostly small game because Bash's bow, every time he tries to fire it, the string slips off. So then the arrow just goes in any direction, and he never manages to catch anything with it. But he's like, I'll try again next time.
Your dad comes around the
All
corner.
right, fantastic.
So the only way Bash has actually been able to catch things is with snares. And by throwing axes.
Just not a great shot.
No, not at all.
Wonderful.
He might be a good shot if he had a bow that actually worked.
I would love for you to take like an interim ranger class to test your skills with your bow.
That would be fun. But yeah, Bash would go about business as normal for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then find a pretty flower. And then take out his little book and go to press the flower and find the paper again. Probably like 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, that party. Bet that's coming up soon. I gotta get party prepped. So Bash goes
I'm
back.
so excited for this.
So Bash goes back to his tent and assesses all of his various skins. His hides, the rabbits and squirrels and whatever other fun little things he could catch.
Of course.
Some fun, pretty looking leaves that just happened to fall.
Yep.
And he goes into like the town trading center and tries to trade some stuff.
Okay. Wait, what are you trying to get?
He's trying to get like a leather tunic.
Okay. I'm trying to be a little fancy.
Yeah, he's trying to like, instead of just, because Bash has basically just been wearing I don't want to say a sack that you'd put potatoes in, but it's basically a sack you put potatoes in.
Nice.
And that's
some
been
burlap.
Bash's clothes for like years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so it's like hand woven, kind of like from tree fibers.
Yes, yeah. It's if you could make a rucksack into clothes.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's for being ambush.
Yes, yeah. It's your basic survival needs. You don't get armor until you know how to make armor.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, so you're in your orcish like trading area, and Orcadia, your settlement is not huge, but it's definitely enough. There's probably like, I don't know, 300 to 500 individuals there.
Yeah.
And you know, there's less because people will go out on liberation adventures.
It's basically, think of like the Blackwood Forest. It's kind of a wet, marshy sort of
Yeah.
moss-covered pine forest bordering a big lake. And that's Orcadia Lake. So the orcs took the name Orcadia.
Yeah.
Because
Awesome.
it was definitely Arcadia before, but now it's Orcadia.
Yeah, because they didn't hear the difference.
They could not understand.
Wonderful.
And
So now
clearly,
Orcadia.
the humans that told them this was Arcadia Lake meant that the orcs should live here
Yeah.
because it's Orcadia.
Yeah, this is
Makes
yours.
sense,
This is
yeah.
your promised land.
Yeah. So yeah, the orcs are just here now.
Wonderful.
So yeah, I'm gonna be in the main trading hub trying to sell up my nicest skins and things, getting myself party prepped.
Awesome. So what are you gonna you find some, leather accoutrement. I don't know how to say that word. Accoutrement. And then you see something that looks like, that's pretty snazzy. That's pretty snazzy. It's pretty snazzy looking. It's got kind of like an emblem on the chest that is roughly in the shape of Orcadia Lake. So it's got a nice little presentation for your homeland. What are you gonna offer? What do you go up and say?
Oh, well, traditional greeting.
Yeah, baby.
I pull out my rabbit skins.
Yeah.
A couple of squirrel hides. A big rock.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'm going to say that it's like a pink granite. So it's something that was just kind of shiny. Not like valuable, but neat looking.
All right. Yeah, it's
And
exciting.
I'm going to put them on the table and be like,
You're offering this man, this orc, like tent square footage, as you put the skins on the table.
Orcs, I'm gonna surprise you guys. We don't have paper. We don't have money either. So if you want something, you've got to trade for it.
Yes.
Or you can kill them and take it. That's an option. It
The
doesn't
orcish
happen
way.
super often, but every once in a while there's an orc fight, and basically you keep what you kill.
Then fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
So you're approaching. Are you prepared to do that for this tunic as you walk into this interaction?
He's considering it.
Okay.
Bash is considering like if it's worth the kill. He sizes up the shop owner. 14-year-old murder.
Has never taken a sentient life, and is just like, yeah, I could do it.
I mean, if I have to. I really need to look good for this
I need
party.
the shirt.
That weird hot orc is there.
Okay, so he looks at what you have laid on the table. He's like, "Ooh, what are you shopping for?"
Oh, you speak common. Makes
Yeah.
this a lot easier.
Yeah, just a little bit,
the-
just for shopkeeping.
The tunic with the weird blob on the front.
Is it okay? That will be. Do you have more skins?
Bash looks into his little satchel. You want me to roll for how many skins I have on me?
No. Okay. It's like, do you? How many do you hoard on you, or do you automatically like add more to your tent, or like?
The tent is like one big skin from the one big thing that Bash
okay.
killed,
All right.
and then it has like a bunch of little skins on one side.
Wonderful.
Where Bash is like attempting to add a room,
Yeah.
but he sucks at building so bad
Yeah. Okay.
that it's kind of just like a little flap that's slowly expanding outward.
Wonderful. So I will say like you had 5 with you, five additional rabbit skins that you haven't gotten around to adding to your tent, and decided to go ahead and try to spend on this tunic. And then the orc manning the booth sees, as you look through your bag, and sees that you have like a whole variety of like throwing axes in there, some that are like kind of well made, some that are not so well made, and some that are very well made.
Some of them are just a rock attached to a stick.
Yes.
Classic.
Yeah, exactly. Don't abandon the old ways. So he's got a little, like at that time, a little baby. It's a full orc. This is a full orc. A little baby full orc comes like toddlering around the corner.
Yeah.
He's like, da.
Already more muscular than me. I'm like,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's like the size. It's maybe like 3 feet tall. And then the orc is like, "Oh, how about you throw in one of those axes?" He's like, He's like 6 months old. He's ready for his first act.
Yeah, I remember that age.
Yeah.
When was that age for Bash, by the way?
Bash was still a small little baby for way longer than the rest of the normal orc babies.
Yeah.
Because orcs, they grow like locusts.
Right,
And they're
yeah.
ready to fight at age 10.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
So yeah, basically orc lifestyle, you're fully developed by age 10 and ready to contribute to the tribe.
Of course.
And then by age 15, you learn how to make your own armor, and you're self-sufficient member of society, ready to go do all your shit. And if you make it past age 40, then you can join in any of the elite elder status.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Love the hierarchy.
Very strange, but it works.
Yes, it does.
For the
It does.
orc and nobody else.
It wouldn't fly. So he says, you would throw in one of those axes for my boy here. And it's yours.
Bash opens up the bag, and there's like 5 different throwing axes. And he just opens up the bag and lowers the bag down to the little orc boy. Or girl?
Boy.
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 Yeah.
Boy. Lowers the bag down, opens it up. Well, all right. Which one you like?
The little boy is like, hey. He reaches into the bag and grabs just like the first thing that he touches. And we'll say it's one of the ones that's just like a rock on the end of a stick.
Bash is indifferent at this point. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, if this is what needs to be done for party prep, this is
Party
what needs to be
prep.
done.
So the little toddler fist comes out. 6 months old toddler, orcish toddler fist comes out, brandishing this little throwing axe, and he's really excited. He's like, and he throws it at his dad's leg.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa, you good boy."
Just bounces off the muscle.
Right,
He's like,
yeah.
Yeah, good son.
He's like, "Ow, that hurt."
You're going to be a good ambush soon. I pat him on the head.
good ambush. And the little toddler's like, "Yeah."
The best compliment you can give one of the young children.
Good
You're gonna
ambush.
be a good ambush.
All right, and with that, he hands you over the leather tunic that is emblazoned with the rough symbol of the Orcadia Lake, and it's fine. It's very nice. It has been, unlike most of the pelts and stuff that you handle, it's been refined and cleaned and processed into a fine leather. It's good. It's good stuff.
Awesome. Does it have sleeves?
No.
Okay, good.
It does not have sleeves.
I would have
You
had
can-
to rip them off.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say you can show off your lanky orcish arms.
Yeah, Bash doesn't believe in sleeves.
Yeah,
They're against his religion.
of course. Why cover the guns?
I just
Exactly.
thought of the armor I'm going to wear on orientation day. So,
Wonderful. Well, you don't have armor on orientation day.
well, the thing my family's going to give me
Oh,
for
okay.
orientation day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
with
your
that,
family gives you stuff.
it's like I have to earn it.
Yeah, I guess Bash would also have to tell Orcadad that he's leaving,
Yeah.
which is going to be hard to do.
Okay.
Well, then Bash, now that he's party prepped,
Yeah.
he's going to have 1 rabbit ready
Okay.
so that he's got to bring food to the party.
Of course.
And he's going to have...
But you're bringing it live, right? And
Yeah.
that's why you have that live rabbit
That's why...
in your bag from the bonus episode.
Yeah, Bash is going to have a live rabbit
Yeah.
for a little bit because he thinks that he needs to bring food for the party.
Of course.
Yep. Weird society.
Kind of forgets about it. And
Yeah.
then
It just lives in the bag. And,
Yep.
I mean, he's got food and stuff in there for it. So
Yeah.
It's just been hanging out.
that's awesome.
If it tries to move too much, then Bash might knock it out. And
Yep. When the
mild animal cruelty.
all right, so you you have this live rabbit, you have your fancy shirt,
Yeah, I'm
You're
as
headed to see
fancied up as I
Orcadad.
can get. I've packed up my tent.
combed your hair.
Yeah, which packing up your tent is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
that because it's like your campsite. That's your home.
Yeah.
I've packed up my home
Okay.
and got my pot,
Wonderful.
my one pot.
Yep. You need your pot.
I go to Orc Dad.
Go to Orc
Dad's
Dad.
tent,
Yeah.
which is just like underneath a giant bear skin,
Okay.
where he's obviously killed and wrestled this bear.
Yeah.
Hey Dad. Yeah, you're doing real good with common. You've been working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got this weird skin, and I pull out the little paper. And
He nods.
I've been invited to get stuff for free.
Free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they're gonna teach me how to kill things better.
Ooh.
And beat stuff up.
Ooh.
And it says, well, it doesn't say it, but
Good
there was
orc.
yeah. Good orc stuff.
Good for orc.
Yeah. There was also this hot orc that I'm gonna go see if I can
Hot orc.
yeah. Well, she looked weird, but she was definitely an orc. It's gotta be, because I had that feeling you told me about
Yeah.
in your chest.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
So anyway, I'm heading out on the road.
His eyes get kind of big. He's not
Don't,
a
Dad?
sentimental man, but
Dad, don't.
Ugh.
Dad,
Ugh.
I'll be back. I mean, it's just gonna be for like a weekend.
Okay. 1 minute. He turns around. He grabs something. I don't know. He turns around and he grabs something from like under his mattress. And
Dad,
it's
we
like,
don't have to have the talk again. It's okay.
He says, let's see here. What do I want him to give you?
Probably a actual hunting knife,
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
like
So-
something that you would actually use instead of the back of an axe or a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. And real weapons are like hard to come by here in Arcadia Forest. So
Yeah,
this
because
is something that
someone has to be brave enough to come to Arcadia
Yeah,
Forest and
yeah.
trade.
So he turns around and he reaches under his mattress and he turns back around and he gestures to a sheathed knife in his hand. He just take with,
But
stay safe.
this is your knife, Dad.
Yours now.
Bash starts to tear up.
Yeah.
He's so confused, so taken aback. This is the first time he's ever gotten a gift from anyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you proud, Dad. Yeah, pop.
He he pats you on the head. He said, "Good,
I like
son."
sink down with
Yeah.
each pat.
He says, "Good, son."
Okay. I'll see you in like 3 or 4 days.
Ugh.
Bash runs out the door.
Just like covering his eyes at his elbow, just
Yeah.
like heartbroken. Oh, it's precious. All right. So as you run away and you enter the woods, leaving you're the safety of Orcadia Forest and your home and the only place you've ever known behind.
Yeah, Bash runs off. This is weeks before he's supposed to go to the school. He has no idea
Yeah.
when he's actually supposed to go there.
Yep.
Because it says dates by days,
Yeah.
and he has no idea what those mean. And he comes to the outskirts of this really rich, fancy-looking house, and he sees this real cool-looking bush that looks kind of like an eagle or a hawk.
Oh yeah, it's a topiary.
This fancy topiary-looking thing, and sets up his tent just outside the fence to hide behind the big hawk. And he sees this weird-looking kid
Like at a
and a
manor?
butler.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Perfect.
outside of Ren's house.
Yes.
This is how I set up to me living outside of his house.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot that was happening.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's great at the setup.
So as you set up your tent outside of a massive manor, inhabitants currently unknown. You make peace at the base of this maybe one day ambush in the shape of a giant
Bash
eagle.
is looking at this thing like, this is the most powerful ambush I've ever seen.
Just wait till I join it.
One day when I get past this weird iron, I'll get to the bush.
Yes, wonderful. All right, as you have set up your tent outside this massive manor that you have found along your travels, on the outskirts of a forest that is not Orcadia Forest, but is like in conjunction with it, you've made it to the outcropping that has been the property for this manor.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Armor Class. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast if you enjoyed it, because there's much more to come. Next week on Armor Class, we will be meeting Eliana Vixen. And trust me, her story is not one you want to miss. If you find that you are enjoying Armor Class immensely and would like extra content, we do have a Patreon available. For just $5 a month, you can subscribe to be a Greenhorn patron. That is the first year students at Armor Class. You will have access to unedited episodes starting episode 5, as well as access to our Discord and other exclusive bonus content, including the in-character assignments we discussed at the end of the first episode. Anyway, that's a wrap for episode 2 of Armor Class. Thank you so much again for tuning in. We've greatly enjoyed you being here. And with that being said, I have nothing left for you guys. Be sure to do your homework and stay out of detention. See you next week.